What's up, guys? Today's lesson is on the winner of a poll I posted, the BAIKAL SEAL. Hey, can I be honest with you for a second? I had no idea what the name of these guys was until I looked them up because of this comment here. So if you want to thank someone for putting them on my radar, thank them. Ring seals are still cuter, by the way, but you can try to convince me otherwise. It's not gonna work, but I mean, it's the thought that counts. The BAIKAL seal's scientific name is Pusa siberica, belonging to the same genus as the ring seal. We might be wondering where it gets its common name from. Unfortunately for you, you're gonna have to wait a little bit since it has to do with one of the topics later in this video. How about this? I'll give you a hint. Another common name for the BAIKAL seal is the nerpa. But it's a lot easier to guess now, huh? The BAIKAL seal is, I believe, the smallest species of seal in the world, stealing the title from the ring seal. As adults, they average around just 4.3 feet long and usually weigh between 139 to 154 pounds. That's like around my weight. Their max reported length and weight are 5.4 feet long and 290 pounds. Holy moly, that's a fat seal. Between the two sexes, they don't really show much sexual dimorphism, the only difference being that the males are usually slightly bigger than females, but that's it. Every single one of them always looks like they're on the verge of crying though. Is that why people think they're cute? Kinda messed up if it is. Would you like it if someone called you cute while crying? I wouldn't personally, but that's just me. Maybe we've got some freaks out there. Now looking at their fur coat, most BAIKAL seals have dark silvery gray backs and lighter yellowish gray fronts. However, some can have spotted coats, though this is rare. It's like a shiny BAIKAL seal. To also withstand the cold, they're insulated with a thick layer of blubber, so the winter is no big deal for them. And because BAIKAL seals are also earless, instead of having ear holes, they're considered to be a true seal, all of whom belong to the family Phocidae. True seals, and by extension BAIKAL seals, use their bellies to move on land in a caterpillar-like way, something we like to call galumphing. If you click on this video without knowing what that is, that's insane behavior. Let me just show you what you're missing out on. It's something incredible, isn't it? They also have small, thinly webbed front flippers with a claw on each toe, but BAIKAL seals have larger front flippers than many other seal species. I know it doesn't look like it here, but they do. They use their front flippers to help steer in the water, where it's a lot easier for them to move compared to land, as you can expect. BAIKAL seals will sway their rear flipper side to side to propel themselves through the water, kinda like how a fish does with its tail fin. The weird fact about the BAIKAL seal is that they have an unusually large amount of blood in comparison to other seals of similar size. Compared to other seal species, they have around a whole 2 more liters of blood. Now, for what purpose do they need that much blood for? It actually helps them with diving underwater, but come on, can a man not make things suspenseful? I'll also get to how it helps them in like 20 seconds, it won't be long. Now it's time to get into where the BAIKAL seal gets its name. BAIKAL seals are only naturally found at Lake Baikal in Siberia, Russia, but they can also be found in rivers around the lake. This makes them the only species of seal to live in freshwater. The rest all live in saltwater like normies. During the winter, Lake Baikal is mostly covered in ice. So like ring seals, BAIKAL seals will scrape open holes in the ice with their claws to use as breathing holes. They'll actually spend most of their winter around them. Makes sense to me, that way they don't have to dig out new holes every single time. In the water, they can dive up to 400 meters deep and can stay underwater for over 40 minutes without needing to surface for air. However, most of their dives are shallow and usually last less than 10 minutes, especially during feeding. But how is it possible for BAIKAL seals to stay underwater for so long? This is where their blood comes into play. Because of their larger amounts of blood, this lets them store more oxygen in their blood so they can stay underwater longer. Looking at their diet, BAIKAL seals mainly eat a fish found in Lake Baikal, the Golomyanka or Baikal oilfish, though they can also eat other fish species and some invertebrates and mollusks found in the lake. They eat so much Golomyanka that out of the annually produced biomass of the species, BAIKAL seals eat over half of them, being around 64,000 tons. And during the winter and spring, it's believed that over 90% of the food they eat are Golomyankas. You know that question of, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? For me, it'd be like pad thai or something. But BAIKAL seals are pretty much already living that life. They basically only eat one species of fish. They often go feeding at night due to the fact that Golomyankas come up to shallower waters as shallow as 10 to 25 meters deep. They can feed during the day, but their main source of food is usually found much deeper than they are at night, being often found deeper than 100 meters. You'd think they chill in deeper waters at night too, since they're mostly eaten by seals when they come up, but they don't. Might be thousands of years before they realize, if I go deeper, I don't die, and evolve and adapt to mostly live in the deep. Baikal seals are polygynous, meaning one male can mate with multiple females. Scandalous. The breeding season occurs in the late spring from mid-April to early June, but after mating, females experience a period of delayed implantation, so the gestation doesn't occur just yet. When it begins, the gestation period lasts around 9 months, and the Baikal seals are born on the lake's ice from mid-February to March. Usually, females only give birth to one pup, but giving birth to twins isn't all that unlikely. In the case that they do have twins, the two often survive until they're weaned off by their mother, then stay together for some time away from their mother before living independently. Just a bit of sibling bonding time before they live on their own. At birth, the pup is usually around 2.2 feet long and weighs around 7 to 9 pounds. They come with a long white woolly coat that only stays around for about 6 weeks before being shed. It's honestly a shame since they look so cute with their white coats. You only get 6 weeks of this cute little guy. But look on the bright side. Baikal seals can live up to a bit over 50 years. So that's at least 50 years of the normal gray Baikal seals you guys love. According to the IUCN Red List, the Baikal seal is classified as a least concerned species, but don't get too happy just yet, because Baikal seals are often taken by hunters. Every year, about 2,000 to 3,000 pups are killed for their skins, and adults are killed too for their meat, skin, and oil. Though because they're least concern and hunting isn't a threat to the species, I guess it's fine to do so, but do I morally agree with it? Not a chance. What is a threat to Baikal seals is pollution of their lake by Siberian factories and towns. They pollute the waters with their industrial waste and sewage, as well as with pesticides and fertilizers from nearby farmland. And as it always says, climate change is always a threat to life on Earth, whether it's on land or in the ocean, though it especially affects aquatic life. For Baikal seals, it can affect the quality of their habitat, making living conditions worse for them. But anyway, that's about it for today's lesson. Subscribe for more fish facts, and I'll see you next time.